You damage various areas in the body, but functionally you can be 110% actually. See, our body is not dependent on only one structure. That's the beauty of the body actually, right? So you can always compensate for that loss. That loss is a loss. Once you break the disc, it is broken. Its capacity from 100% has come down to, for example, let's say 60%. Now, it is very difficult to enhance the capacity of the disc because it's broken. But you enhance your own capacity, like you strengthen the muscles around the spine, and then you can improve the capacity of the body actually.
Human body is a masterpiece crafted by nature over millions of years. It is equipped with a remarkable and intricate system of muscles, joints and bones, all designed to work in harmony for one fundamental purpose, which is movement. But in our fast-paced, technology-driven world, it is no secret that our sedentary lifestyles have become the norm. Many of us spend hours each day sitting at desks, hunched over screens, or commuting in vehicles that whisk us away with minimal effort on our part. We become prisoners of convenience, and our bodies are paying the price. But there's hope. And it lies in understanding the marvel of our bodies and making intentional choices to regain our movement capacity, which is exactly what today's episode is about. Welcome to episode 29. In this episode, I speak with Dr. D.M.Manoj, who has over 22 years of experience as a physiotherapist in the field of musculoskeletal and sports injuries. He's currently the founder and director at Physio Active-The Wellness Hub based out of Gurgaon. Previously, he headed the physiotherapy department at Artemis. He was also the physiotherapist of the Indian women's hockey team for the 15th Asian Games. He has also worked with the Indian Tennis Association, both men and women, and the national martial arts team. He has also won a ton of awards, but I'm pretty sure this is already enough for us to know that he's a subject matter expert. In this conversation, we discussed why injuries happen, what are the best ways to clear lactate post-run, what are ideal recovery protocols, what are some of the habits we must stop immediately, how can we protect our spine, how to avoid injuries, how to cross-train, how to alter our perceptions of pain, and we briefly touched upon back pain as well as sciatica nerve pain. It especially blew me away to learn how the spine actually absorbs nutrition. There is just so much we don't know about our bodies. So whether you're an athlete looking to optimize your performance, or someone seeking relief from chronic pain, or you're simply curious about how movement can transform your life, this episode is for you. Now, before we dive in, I have one request. Please follow the podcast on Spotify or wherever you're listening to this. It's a zero-cost way of supporting the production of this show and this labor of love. And also, please rate the podcast, give it 5 stars if you haven't already. And lastly, I know all of us have friends, siblings, family members, and relatives who will benefit from the information shared in this episode. So please share it with them. And so without further ado, this is me and Dr. Manoj in the Find Your Ultra podcast, episode 29. Indulge away. Dr. Manoj, welcome to the Find Your Ultra podcast.
Thank you so much.
It is so nice to be here. This is a good setup. I quite like it. It's posh.
Yeah, see, we would want to give a good environment for the people who come here. And definitely that is very, very important. The look of it. So we really made an effort to create a beautiful environment for our patients to come here.
I'm glad. Yes. I think you've succeeded in doing that.
Thank you.
So it is the first time ever I am seeing somebody called a physiotherapist.
Okay.
In my entire life.
Okay.
So yeah, looking forward to this conversation.
And that's for an interview, which is a good news.
That is, yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to the conversation.
Yes.
There is, we haven't met. It's the first time we are meeting.
Yes.
But about the world of physiotherapy, I have been exposed to this world a little bit over the last few months and weeks, but I've never consulted one, like I said, right? So there are so many questions that I have for you, and also on behalf of my community. So now that we're meeting for the first time, you're meeting somebody who has been a long distance runner. I have been a lot of my life overweight runner. I lose weight, gain weight, all of that yo-yo thing happens. But I have I've run 100 kilometers, I've run 100 miles, and I've also done a 200-kilometer race. So I'm an ultra distance runner.
Right.
So long distance is my game. So I run long and slow.
Right.
I do not compete or anything. And especially and the reason I've been able to get away with a lot of lack of interventions outside of my sport. The reason I've been able to get away with all of that, I think, is primarily because I have just been running for the joy of running.
Right.
Had I been pushing myself too much or trying to be a little competitive and trying to push for certain timings, all of that is some stuff that I want to do. But to do that the right way is to get a whole ecosystem around you, around your sport, which is something I've not done. Now, however incorrect it is, I have managed to avoid injury or anything like that for good 10, 12 years that I've been running, right? And there's a large population out there that just believes in putting your shoes on and heading out the door, coming back. No matter how much you've run, no stretching, no strengthening, no physio, no massage, no proteins, no nutrition. You maybe end your run at a bar or something. So there's a large population that does that. So I represent that population, and I believe, and they also need help. Like these are, and I have respect for these guys. I have a little bit of respect for myself too. So I have respect for these guys who do that. We all need help. And now, as I'm getting a little older, I'm closing in on 40 now. Next year I should be 40 years. My life's focus has moved on from just doing this event to that event. It has moved on to now health and longevity. So I'm doing less and less stuff, but I want to do it the right way. And I now realize what an important part somebody like a physiotherapist or a physical therapist might play in your lives, which is why we're having this conversation today.
Right.
So super excited. I can't wait to learn about all these things that concern my body directly. And the my audience, bulk of them right now are runners. And triathletes, and some household people as well. And all these runners and triathletes also have people at home. So they have mothers, their sisters, fathers, and elderly people. Everybody, and then they have brothers and sisters who work in corporates. And these days, youngsters, elderly, everybody is suffering from either a back issue or a knee issue and all kinds of things. So cannot wait to dive deeper into all of this. Let me begin by asking you the most fundamental question, which is, what do you do and why does it matter?
Right. Okay. So if today's discussion was prevention of injuries, then the first point you told me, I think that would be the most important point, which is run joyfully, run slowly, consistently. I think you made the first point already.
I'm glad I've done something right.
That's the thing. That's one of the important basic things. But again, we all want to do it together. I'm here. I come every day to work. That's because getting someone out of the pain really motivates me from doing this work consistently. But apart from that, if you want to say that, what is your long-term focus, or what is that apart from curing someone's pain, what is that driving you? I think looking at the bigger picture, I'd say that to build a healthy community is what is driving me. And that's what has helped me to create a bigger team where we can help together as a team.
So what do you mean by bigger community? What kind of community are we talking about? You mean as in your neighborhood, in your family, as you step outside, you see all the aunties, you just met my mother.
Right.
And everyone, all the aunties have a template that they follow. इस उम्र तक इतना weight हो जाएगा उनका, और उसके बाद knee issue होगा, फिर back issue होगा. All of that is a set template that everybody goes through and suffers through. And like you just mentioned, my mother is just 59.
Right.
And it was a moment when you mentioned you're just 59.
Yeah.
Which just means, you probably have a good amount of life ahead of you.
Yes,
and
life starts at 60.
Exactly.
After your retirement.
Yeah, and if your quality of life is compromised so early, just imagine how miserable, or there's an opportunity to make that part of your life, or like that phase of your life better.
Right. That's right. See,
so when you say community, what do you mean?
See, community, I mean to say one person at a time, and slowly it comes into community. First of all, you have to be keeping yourself fit and healthy if you'd want to work towards a larger goal. So definitely I keep myself fit. I work out regularly and I play sports. That really keeps me both physically and mentally feel good factor. And I think that's what we'd want to spread that thing to the entire community, one thing at a time. For the time being, entire Gurgaon up, we can take it like that. So it doesn't only include population who's at home or office goers or players. It is for the entire population. Everyone needs to be healthy and fit. And one way to keep yourself fit is definitely by moving around. You'd want to move as much as possible. You're designed to move. Right. And the moment we are physio, and if you'd want to tell about physio is also called a movement expert.
Give us a physiotherapy 101. Like, what does the term include? What is physiotherapy?
Right. Okay. Physiotherapy, you can split it into physical therapy or
I think overseas a lot of people refer to it as physical therapy.
Right. In India, it's called physiotherapy, but it's the same terminologies. So it's a combination of therapy which we do by using physical modalities. For example, we use heat, cold, some of the electrotherapy equipment, which is like ultrasound. They're all physical modalities. There is no chemical involvement in here.
Okay.
So that is where you use physical modalities to treat someone with the help of, like I said, electrotherapy, hot and cold exercises. So to understand how the body is moving and why the body is not moving properly. That's your diagnosis. That's why physio is also called movement expert, actually. So we analyze the movements, how they are moving, and we see where the fault, what is the reason there is a fault, and we correct them using physical modalities.
Okay.
So anyone who is, you differentiate between living and non-living thing by movement, actually. A living thing moves, actually. That's why when you said everyone needs physiotherapy, anyone who is moving might need some help at any point of time. Right?
Because why do these incorrect ways of, like, the body is a beautiful machine, right? It is designed very well, and it's remarkable in its ability to adapt and do so many things. But ये malfunction आता कहाँ से? How does it happen?
Good question, actually. See, you said body is a beautiful machine. You said any machine, however good it might be, needs some maintenance. Can definitely see. What would you call the iPhone as the best, or would you call Mercedes car as the best? Whatever the thing is, they need some maintenance, actually.
Right.
And there is a way to use them also. Right? Suppose if you're using an iPad or this thing, there's a methodology to use it, actually.
It comes with a manual. Body does not come with a manual.
Yes, it doesn't come with a manual. But the thing is, we have been designed such that we can understand. And we can feel how the body is responding to us, and we can always communicate that this is why. That's why it is very, very important that you are aware of what you're doing, actually. The awareness. Okay. Where the machines, they don't have self-awareness, actually. But as humans, we have self-awareness, which helps us understand what is the problem which we are facing. And we can mostly solve it by ourselves. Sometimes you need help also with an expert, actually. So when
you say maintenance is required, a lot of people feel that sleep is a form of maintenance.
Yeah.
Like you just there's downtime.
Yes.
So
yes, you're right.
so I think people think, and this was a part of my thinking also for a while, that downtime or just resting is actually recovery.
Yes.
Which is also true to a large extent.
100%.
But
yeah.
But certain things require more. So I mentioned I'm a long distance runner. So over the last a year and a half, I was doing a 5 kilometer streak every day.
Right.
So I would run 5 kilometers every day and 21 kilometers, a half marathon every weekend.
Right.
So I would, so that was my routine for the year and a half.
Right.
I faced no problems or whatever.
Right.
But that streak had to break on the 26th of June this year, like a couple of months ago. The streak broke because I started experiencing some pain in my lower back or glutes.
Right.
And it went down to the thigh, and I'll discuss that in detail with you.
Sure.
But I had that pain, and that forced me to break my streak. Now, somebody so I took a break. Didn't do anything for 2 months.
Right.
I ran after 2 months.
Right.
And the pain was still there.
Right.
And so downtime does not clearly work for everything.
No, not necessarily. Yeah. All downtimes would not help you to get better.
So I realized clearly there is something, some intervention that's needed.
Right.
And some active recovery will have to happen, which will be an expert that
definitely. See, body is always changing. I'll call it as both. It's a metabolic activity, anabolism and catabolism. Body is breaking down continuously. Body is forming continuously. All right. That's why you can feel new when you're 65, 70. Also, you can feel new if this process is happening well. So, process of when there is a mismatch in this process, when the breakdown is too much, where your body is not able to build, that's where you face issues actually. Okay. And this can be because of various reasons. Right?
Name a few.
For example, so imagine we are breaking this wall and we want to build a new one, right? So if you break it too fast, it'll be too messy actually, right? So even if you're breaking a wall, you need to do it in a very, very methodological way actually. For example, a runner can't run, like you said, you rested for 2 months and you came back and started running actually.
Yeah.
No, that would not be the best way. You know what? When you came back, you should have walked for at least 2 to 3 weeks. See, body can definitely adapt, right? But you need to give it necessary time for it to adapt actually. The stress is the stimulus. Yeah. But if you give too much too soon a stress, it can't adapt. So if you had walked for 2 to 3 weeks, followed by walk to jog, and then you went to running, then you could have recovered back. Maybe if you didn't have a bigger issue. Yeah. So again, that's what happens with the body, that if the breakdown and formation, if they match with each other, then the body heals. If you're abusing your body, obviously there is a mismatch. The breakdown is more.
Yeah.
If the nutrition is not good, that means, yes, your breaking down is okay, but without a proper nutrition, you can't build well actually. And sleep, which is the best healer actually. So you did good training, you had excellent nutrition with the help of nutritionist, but you're not sleeping well. Then your body is not building up actually. So mismatch, if you say basics, a mismatch between this one is the problem actually. So mismatch can happen because of various reasons. Yep. For example, you had a meeting and you didn't sleep well. Yep. You were stressful, you didn't sleep well. Or you had last night party, you didn't sleep well, but you went and trained the same next day. So you didn't recover enough before you started retraining next day. Yeah. So obviously then there where the mismatch happens. Yeah. So you know what? One important point I want to make. Sure. What is the important reason for any injury? 80% of the injuries in any sports, I'll take it to running here.
Sure.
Happens because of training errors. You don't train properly, which is again the mismatch. Yeah. You're training too much. Yeah. Or you're training too less and then breaking it actually. Whatever it is. This combination mismatch is the reason for 80% of the injuries. Yeah. Training errors. Yeah, 80%.
Absolutely right. I think, and also with training errors, especially a sport like running, it's a repetitive movement, and that every smallest of errors compounds because you're repeating it every second. Like so many, whatever the cadence is, 180 or whatever cadence you have, you're repeating it every minute, and that compounds and leads to an injury. Abhi nahi hoga, ho sakta hai 1 mahine baad hoga, ho sakta hai 2 mahine baad hoga, whatever. And maybe I think in my case also, doctor, I think. I got away with it for a long time. But eventually this happened. Now, there are two ways to look at this.
Yes.
One is, I don't look at the... I'm not looking at... I'm not now looking all of that, negatively.
Right.
I am looking at the opportunity. So, let's say as I learn all of this now, as I learn to... In addition to running, as I learn to strength train regularly, as I learn to stretch my body regularly and do some exercises related to my sports regularly, and as I look to shed the weight, extra weight that I'm carrying, and that also brings its own issues. What an opportunity. Like my running could just be in the next level, right? Isn't it? What an opportunity.
Definitely.
So some people struggle with pain and injuries and all of that. Even if you're not in that category yet, one, you might be in some time. It may be coming like it came with me at some point. Two, even if that never arrives, even if you never get injured and all of that, you should still pay attention to all of these because there's a greater opportunity for you to up your game. Like you mentioned in the beginning, or was it before before we started rolling? That enhancing performance is also a part of your work.
Yes, that's right. Okay. So let me talk about injuries and go to the enhancing performance. Injuries happen because of two reasons. For example, if I have to break a stick, there's two ways I can break. I can just put a force and break it into two. That's one kind of injury where you're walking and you twisted your ankle so that you injured, right? One-time stress and injury. But the next most important thing, which is called repetitive strain injury. Right. Suppose you want to cut a rope into two, take the rope and rub it against a stone. And it after some point of time, it reaches something called as a tipping point, after which the rope breaks actually. Human body behaves almost in the same way.
And unfortunately, we have no signals. There may be signals.
There are signals.
Not very
awareness. We are too much into other things actually. Correct. See, that's what you made it clear at the first point. If body is the only mechanical part where it can make you aware of whether you're going to break or not. But are you that aware person where you can recognize those symptoms? Most of the time we neglect actually, because we override those signals actually. That is our mind, because you'd want to do this because you want to do this for some reason. Otherwise, if you're aware of what your body is saying, I'm telling you, that's the best way of healing it actually, and understanding the problem. And then that's where we come in to help. We understand your body and see what it tells, and we make you aware of what it is. Like I said, we want to build a healthy community. How do we do that? I follow a 3-step process actually. Educate, enhance, and empower.
Okay.
So someone coming to me, right, with any problem, right? First of all, I need to understand the problem. That means I need to talk to the person and see what his body says actually. Then I'm going to do a series of tests to see whether they match. Now, what he said, that's what listening is very, very important. So what you said and what the body is showing, is it matching actually? Then with those things, I come to something called diagnosis. So now once it's diagnosis, we know what the problem is. Then once I know the problem, the first thing what I should do is educate you about this problem.
Correct.
Now I told you, say this is the problem. Right, okay. Once you're educated, because you are the person who's going to handle this problem, without educating you, I can be only half successful. The second thing is enhance. You came with a problem, you can't handle it, that's why you came here. So I'm going to enhance and solve that problem for you. Once it is solved, it can come back again. So I empower you with whatever it could be an exercise, it could be a regime change, it could be a form change, it could be anything. And then I empower you so that you can do those things on your own and continue to maintain your fitness.
That's remarkable. I think this is the only way to function or deliver anything good in the world, because I used to work in the design industry and I was a project manager.
Okay.
Anybody who would come to me with a design requirement, I would follow the doctor's process, which is to, first of all, no matter what you're telling me,
right,
I have to also ask you other questions to elicit a response that you may not be able to verbalize at the moment.
Yes.
So you get to know the person, then you see what is it that their business really needs. Do an objective analysis of that.
Right.
And then you've come to me saying that you need this little brochure designed or whatever. I would say, sure, we'll do this for you. But your problem, the objectives that you're trying to achieve are actually going to be achieved by these 3-4 things as well. This is what you need. I can give you what you want, but here's what you need.
Right.
And then we, of course, I mean, in our case, we couldn't empower people.
Right.
But
you can't empower people.
If we empower people, we'll go out of business.
See, that's what. Yeah. See, here, yes, very, very important, because empowering is very, very important here.
Yeah.
Because they should not feel stranded. Because again, that is where my higher this thing helps. You're here to build a healthy community. That means if they are not empowered to do certain things, you can't create that. You'll start working on the same person again and again. As much as possible, you'd want to empower them actually.
And yeah. I mean, that's from
that's
ethos, good working ethos point of view, that's important. Like even certain psychologists would do that. He said, you can keep coming to me for therapy, but I have to at some point intervene and to give you some tools that you can use and stop paying me for all of these sessions. You can't come repeatedly to me. Yeah.
Right. And that's where the enhancement part comes actually. So, with physical therapy, you don't have to be injured always to meet us. You can meet us to understand how your body is moving. We already discussed, we are also called movement specialists. We analyze movement actually.
Right.
So, now that's where it comes, how to prevent injuries. Then we need to go a step further, and we want to take care of that even before the injury happens actually. That means we'd want to know what you're doing and how your body is moving, whereas is the load management good, all those things. And one of the tool is called movement assessment, where we bring in an athlete and we do a series of tests. For example, a squat test, a single leg drop test, a lunge, a push or a pull or a hinge. We see how he is moving actually, because the way he is moving here is going to move the same way in the field also. So once we understand that, we will help him correct those things if there is any issues with the movement. We will try to balance in terms of any imbalance in the strength, and this helps both prevent, because you know already this is your weakness and this is your strengths. So typically we work on a strength, we neglect our weaknesses actually. That is where we come, that's why this is your weakness, this is where you need to work on, and we put them into ways where they can work on. Slowly what happens is, over a period of time, since along with your strength which you're building, since your weakness also has become your strength now, your capacity overall improves. So that's where your performance improves.
So you double down on your strength.
Yes, you double down on your strength. And we already found out the weaknesses, so we're treating them. So it also helps in reducing the incident of injuries or prevent injuries, I would say that. So that is one step. Even before having injuries, that's where we are focusing, and we are trying to meet particular members in the community and educating them about this one. For example, a coach who is handling a big running group. Because like I said, you need to reach every community and you have to educate them first that this is what we need to do to prevent injuries, right? Otherwise, no one would know about this one. Right? Can injuries be prevented? Can my performance be enhanced? How many of them know? So, and when we do this, and when we bring that community together, I think we'll be able to achieve what we'd want to do in terms of help build a healthy community.
So you guys have been doing sessions with the running groups?
Yes.
Which running groups have you done a few with?
For example, GRR is one group where we are Gurgaon Road Runners, where we are formally doing it. We are meeting their athletes and
Gurleen, Aroda.
right. So, and we are assessing something called movement assessment for them, which is very, very running specific. And we are trying to work on a preventive program, even though it is at the early stages. But this is the future which I see going forward, that provide the necessary support. We also treat athletes who are national level, international level players. So we want to bring those things and give it to a recreational runner also. Actually.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, I was just going to mention that point because the pro athletes understand the importance of this, because unka bread butter hai, unki life hai, unka sab kuch hai, right? They are committed to this. Now our weekend warriors, our regular guys, actually, I mean, the more I think about it, the more respect I have for all of these guys who, let's say, are doing a full-time job. And bulk of the amateur athlete community is like that.
Right.
They have a stressful full-time job.
Yes.
They, along with that, they manage their long-distance running or whatever.
Right.
And then they pay for events and travel and everything.
Right.
उन सब के लिए खर्चा निकालते हैं, टाइम निकालते हैं, और उसके बाद they are out on the course doing all of this, and they make then they spend on expensive gear and then massages and whatnot, and उस सब के साथ में आप बता रहे हो कि उन्हें फिर फिजियो की भी जरूरत है, एक और खर्चा आपको ये डालना है. Why should they do it? What are they missing out? What are they likely to miss out?
Okay, so we should see it like this actually. See, that is where education comes into play actually, right? So now who needs all those things? Not necessarily every runner needs all those massages and maintenance and all those things. The thing is, suppose as an athlete, you're supposed to be moving around throughout the day, for example. Secondly, you have to sleep this many hours. You have to do this kind of, you have to eat this kind of food. Tell me how many people are doing that. So mostly they just do the training part. They miss other parts actually. So like I said, just a training would not help you to be fit actually.
That's such an important point.
Right. So for example, typically we can see how education helps here. Typically you measure your load by something called weekly mileage, right? So there's a group of runners and you've been given you should run about 60 kilometers weekly mileage.
Week to week that varies.
Week to week varies. For example, right? Now, there are a group of 20 people, right? Last night, I didn't sleep well. My weekly mileage is 60. Someone didn't take good nutrition. His weekly mileage is also 60. Someone had menstrual cycles. Her weekly mileage is also 60.
And someone's daughter was not well.
She didn't sleep. So her mileage or his mileage is also weekly 60. Right. Now, where we educate the athletes is, for example, you also use something called rate of perceived exertion. RPE. Right? In terms of how you're feeling that day. That also should determine whether this week is going to be my 60 or 40 or 80.
That's where it gets in the that's where it gets a little muddy, because how you're feeling is not a very, like, if you go by your feelings, you will never go to the gym or never head out for a run if you listen to the way you feel.
Right. Okay.
So,
see,
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, the feeling point, I'll put this one. See, if you're feeling very good daily, that means you're not training.
True.
If you're feeling very bad daily, that means you're really overtraining. So feeling should be mixed between, yes, I'm feeling good some days, but I'm feeling little sore some days. That's a good feeling to have. So you can't feel good daily. That's a scale to measure. I mean, feeling okay daily, that means you're not training.
No, but I'm saying just heading out of the door is difficult for pretty much everyone. I mean, even the greatest of athletes do mention in their books and all of that like for somebody like David Goggins also says that he also stares at his shoes every day for good half an hour before heading out.
As humans, we are lazy.
Yes. Absolutely. Sorry, I diverted there. But
Yeah, so see, as a humans, like I said, you would want to do it in
You have
the
to-
easiest possible way,
And
actually.
so whatever your mileage has been given, you should not take that as a prescription.
Yes.
And also take into account the way you're feeling. Like
Right.
build that into your efforts.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right. So we discussed already that 80% of the injuries happen because of training errors.
Yeah.
Right. One way to take care of this is training error. For example, see, someone who has an injury, right? And he's coming back to running again, or for some reason you went for a holiday, you stopped running for a month. One of the simple thing is that we advise is that after you come back, either you're recovering from an injury, then your physio will guide you how to go over it, or you come back from a trip after 4 weeks. You just start walking.
Yeah.
All runners, I don't know what they feel about walking. You know what? Walking is one of the important recovery tool. I'd say you should start with running. You should start your run with a walk, and you should end your run with a walk, actually. One is a warm-up and one is a recovery. Walk is one important tool. For some reason, we undervalue those things.
How long would you say pre and post? 10 minutes?
You start with 5 to 8 minutes of walk, pre, and then convert it into brisk, and then start running, actually. This is a warm-up, right? See, a lot of people do fancy warm-ups. But for a runner, I feel that if you walk about 10 minutes, that's an excellent warm-up. Along with that, you can do some stretches for sure.
Yeah, dynamic stretches. Maybe.
Whatever it is. But you don't undersee the importance of walking here, actually. Now, when you wake up, because you have a stressful day in the office, you're sitting for 10 hours, whatever it is, when you walk, your body gets loosened up. Your heart is slowly warming up. And you're also feeling good as you walk. So the feel good. The first thing is the feel good factor. You feel good. I say whenever someone is coming here with physical therapy also, you want to make them first feel good with the problem. Problem can't be sorted out in 1 or 2 days. Feel good is very, very, very important thing. So when you run with a walk, it's a feel good factor. And also it's slowly preparing your other areas, right? Like the heart, the muscles, all those things. Then you're into run, actually. And the last thing is post run, don't go sit in a cafe or I don't know, and then
bar.
Or wherever it is. And then you finish off drastically going sitting there for 2 hours, then you're not recovered for the next day. So how about just walking long enough and doing some stretches and preparing yourself for the
Drinking
run.
some water and
Yes.
electrolytes.
See, this is the basics. When you don't follow basics, you're prone to injuries.
That's the thing.
You can do any fancy stuff in the world,
Yeah.
but you'll miss out the basics. You're going to have injuries. So how easy is to prevent injuries?
This way sounds pretty easy.
But we don't like the easy way.
Yeah.
We want to challenge ourselves.
Yeah, no, I have a friend, Binay, who's an elite athlete. He plays for India. And he stayed injury free pretty much. I mean, he complains of this and that. But then he has a pretty awesome pre and post run routine.
Right.
And a lot of people do. So, see, that's the thing. With the fundamentals and the basics,
Yes.
a lot of the problems are solved. Like
Right.
even Usain Bolt
Right.
would not go out for he would do the lunges and the squats and the all of that stuff that we do in strength training. He would also exactly follow the protocols that have been given for warm-ups and cool downs.
100%.
If it works for him, it'll work for anybody for sure.
See, if you see any of the professional people,
Yeah.
you see their warm-ups, the way they do, they will have a regime, actually. And when it comes to strength training, this is one important point I want to make. If you're a really decent runner, right? How many runners feel strength training is very important? I don't know. But if you are a decent runner and if you're not doing strength training, your body will not be able to take those forces, especially your lower body.
Yeah.
So again, one more tip. If you'd want to prevent injuries, being a good runner, I strongly recommend that at least twice in a week, you should do some resistance training for the lower body. So they can produce more collagen. It can produce collagen, and it builds the strength of bones, builds the strength of tendons. See, most of the injuries, they're called tendinitis. Have you heard of them? IT band syndrome, knee pain. They're all tendinitis, bursitis, or it says that the capacity of the structure is not able to take that running, this thing. Right. Running is a plyometric activity. When you walk, how do you differentiate between walking and running is when you walk, at any point of time, one of the feet is on the ground. When you run, at one point of time, both the feet is in the air. That means you're jumping actually. It's a plyometric activity for the lower limb. A plyometrics puts a lot of load on the tendons because they break the tendons more. That is why training alternate days is very, very important. Where you train one day and give enough rest for the other day so that you can recover those tendons, collagens when you're especially training hard. Or you do recovery strategies so that you can recover enough. Even if you're training for 4 days, 5 days, you recover enough so that you can maintain those training levels. So that recovery could be a massage, a physio session, ice bath. It could be.
What would you suggest for someone who a lot of the people in my community train for ultras?
Yes.
So and a lot of us even have twice a day workouts.
Right. Yes.
So and as far as rest days are concerned, I believe they'll be at best one rest day in the week.
Yes.
And nothing else.
Yes.
How would you suggest recovery for those?
Right. Okay. Fine. Apart from the basics, like proper amount of sleep,
let's go over the
right
basics
nutrition.
Also.
Yes. Okay. See, again, training volume depends on a lot of things. Definitely age and how you... Other factors are there. We'll leave them out, but we'll focus on the important things actually. So, when you train at certain volume, obviously, it should be little above your capacity, not really too much beyond your capacity. For example, if I'm doing a strength training and training regularly, on a regular training, it is good to keep it little easy and little long distance rather than really harsh when you're training regularly. But when it comes to close to your running event, actually, you can't do the same amount of training in the gym and do same amount of running also. There's something called volume management. You have to cut down on one volume so that you can increase the other volume actually. Right? So one is load management. If you manage the load, you know that how much is your capacity. Then you know that how much is your body healing. Depends on your age and a lot of other factors. Right. Now, coming into active recovery process. Definitely warm up and post run cool down, which could be just a walk for 15 minutes or 10 minutes is very, very important. That's the basics.
Okay.
Along with that, you had good amount of fluid intake because you'd want to flush out those lactic acid thing and also a good nutrition for recovery, right? Usually a protein drink before run would not be that much beneficial, but we'll leave it to them. But a recovery drink post at the end of the day is very, very important so that you recover. And you had really a good night's sleep. This is helping you to recover.
Sorry, before we leave the thread, lactic acid clear करने के लिए,
yes,
what's the best strategy? Is it to consume more and more electrolytes, or like when you used an interesting word which is flush it out?
Yes.
How do you flush it out?
See, flush it out is typically there's something called active recovery. That means you're training regularly, little bit. You've done something the next day so that you can recover faster. But along with that, there are passive methods where definitely to remove the lactate from the body, definitely you need to take good amount of hydration. Fluids. Not necessarily it is electrolytes. Electrolytes should be compensating for the loss which you had. It depends on the weather you're running and all those things. If you're really heavy hot weather, maybe you compensate more with the electrolytes actually. Right? Secondly, lactic acid will leave the system a little faster. If you do something called a cold bath actually. Suppose you had a hard training day, you had a cold bath or a cold dip of your feet in the bucket of water, that will also remove the lactate from the calf muscles actually.
And that's
a recovery thing, right?
So that also flushes out the lactate.
Yes. When you do cold bath, that also helping in reducing the lactate.
I mean, not all of us have access to a cold like an ice bath.
Yes.
But everybody can get an ice bucket. Like
Yes.
balti mein baraf or thanda pani
See,
dal ke-
runners, the feet and the calf.
Yeah.
The calf is the second heart, actually. Most important areas. So, when you really had a heavy run day, simple dip in a tub of bucket of ice water would be good enough. Again, a lot of people have different strategies. Which one suits you best, you can do that.
Sure.
A gentle, even elevating your legs while you're lying down and putting a pillow will also help you drain the lactate.
How long do you
little
suggest
fast.
people do that?
Suppose you're watching a TV. You put your legs up and keep watching a TV for an half an hour, 1 hour. That will also help. It not be really a special task, actually.
Got
You
it.
can continue doing them while you are
doing
there
something
throughout
else.
the day. Right, throughout the day.
What else?
And rolling is one way to do active recovery. You just roll the muscles and then you flush the lactate out of it. Gentle massage is also beneficial. I don't know how many people have something called massage guns with them. That also helps you in recovery.
They're useful, you
yes,
think?
yes, they're useful.
There are
Yes.
quite a few ads that everybody sees these
No,
days.
they are useful. They have shown to help you in recovery. These are scientific studies where they help you in recovery. Actually, post run, you can use massage guns.
Would
to
you
recover.
say in Delhi, because Delhi and Gurgaon get pretty cold in the winter,
Yes.
so November onwards,
Yeah.
the temperature of the water that you get through the shower will be pretty cold. Do you
Yes.
think that has a similar effect? Is that on recovery as an ice bath?
See, the thing is, your body temperature will always be constant, whether it is summer, winter. That is called homeostasis.
Yeah.
Your body has to be maintained in certain temperature.
Yeah.
So definitely, that normal cold water is enough for you to recover. Actually,
Oh, that's nice.
You need not put any ice cubes into it. That's enough, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say something is better than nothing, actually.
Okay,
So
then
that'll be useful. That'll be useful. Like I said, active techniques. Suppose you go for a walk also in the evening.
Yeah.
That is also called recovery. I don't know how many of them do cross training activities. For example, if they cycle.
Cross training is a
Yes.
subject I want to discuss.
Yes, yes.
So tell me, first of all, before we leave the recovery thread, a lot of my friends are training for an ultra marathon towards the end of the year.
Right.
In Jaisalmer, a 100-mile run.
Right.
Jaisalmer to Longewala, hell race. A lot of my friends are training for that,
Right.
including me.
Yes.
So, what would you recommend? Like, I have to get back to training first, so I'm not asking my personal questions
Right.
at the moment. But let's say my friend Ankush in Gurgaon, he trains regularly, and he is a morning runner. And
Right.
What would you say should be a split of strength training versus running, and let's say assuming he's not doing any cross training,
Right.
so along with his runs, what would you say how often he should get a massage,
Right.
how often he should see a physio,
Right.
how often he should be doing other forms of active recovery?
Right. Okay. See, active recovery, I'll tell first what all he can do. You do strength training so that you can improve the capacity. Like I said, your capacity is more, your ability to recover is faster, actually. So that way, improving your capacity with strength training at least twice in a week
Okay.
really helps you. You said he is an ultra, so obviously his strength training 2 days, he has to keep his volume down with running, actually, those days.
Those 2 days.
Those 2 days, actually. That is one way to enhance the strength of the lower body and then help in recovering faster. Again, massage is really optional here. So once in a week, it's really a feel good factor.
Would you say massage is optional? It's just about feeling good, is it?
See, it's like I said, body has the capacity to recover on its own, and each person responds differently. Someone feels good with massage, someone feels very sore after a massage.
So it depends on the massage kind of thing. But my
Yes.
experience with this has been
Yes.
that massage really helps me recover pretty quickly. Like
Yes.
every month,
Yes.
with let's say 30 days of running
Right.
500 kilometers
Right.
in the legs, you start feeling a lot of soreness.
Right.
And I have a massage,
Right.
and it feels like I've got new legs now.
That's
It
right,
feels
right.
like.
Yes, I think, see, massage, massage is also very technical. There's something called recovery massage, right? A recovery massage would never leave you sore post massage.
But something like a deep tissue would.
Deep tissue is not a great idea to be done after long running this thing. And most of them I know they get a deep tissue. Like press that area
Yeah,
hard.
exactly.
Hard.
That's what we think.
No. See, that's where I said massage is very technical. And
What
lot
kind
of people,
massage should we have?
we call it
runners
a full Raj, or if you just put the terminology in a full Raj, EFF, a full Raj. So it is just a stroking movements which drains your lactic acid, which improves your circulation, and it's always started from the toes towards the knee, towards the hip.
Okay.
So you're helping to drain actually.
Okay.
And you do some gentle maneuvers to loosen the muscles. Okay. So it's a recovery thing. You're trying to bring that lactic acid. It is not painful session. It can't be a painful session. Okay. Oh, see, when you train, when you have stress points, all those releasing those stress points helps you.
Yeah.
But that I would not call a deep tissue massage as a recovery massage.
Okay.
You feel good because there is a lot of stress in the muscles.
Yeah.
But I think...
And it's painful. It's the one that you're talking about sounds like fun.
Yes. You should be sleeping at the end of that massage. And not shouting. And
that's interesting.
Yes. So that's a recovery massage.
Okay.
And
when should somebody get a deep tissue?
Okay.
Or do runners need
Yes.
deep tissue?
Deep tissue is also very important. Okay. Now, what is a deep tissue? The muscles, right? When they work like this, they can develop something called trigger points or knots in them, right?
Yeah.
Which is just because of training. You train so much, you load them so much, and they show some resistance.
Yeah, you start feeling them in your legs.
And the muscles, they show some resistance by they slide together and sit in a place and form like a nodule actually.
Really? Is like that?
Yes. Now you'd want to disturb them a little bit. Tell them ready for work actually.
Nice.
So you go deep and touch those points, relax them. Maybe once in a week, once in a month. Not week could be too much. I'll say once in a month is a good thing for a deep tissue.
For a deep tissue.
Once in a week, I think it's too much.
And a recovery massage?
A recovery massage can be done, like I said, if you're a professional athlete. They might be doing almost
daily.
Every second day, every day actually.
At least, so for amateur ones.
For an amateur, once in a week is a good thing, and it should help them drain those fluids, help them relax. And again, sometimes you tend to do some training errors, right? So because of training errors, your muscles are knotted. So that's why you feel good with a deep tissue massage.
Got it.
But unfortunately, it also strains them at the same time. So you can't call them a recovery. You need to change the name.
Okay.
Right. So recovery massage is one where it drains your lactic acid faster and helps you to train the next day.
Got it.
Right. So it enhances your capability to recover faster.
Yeah.
Right. For example, rolling. A gentle rolling is enough. If you do too harsh rolling and you're in pain too much, I'll not call that as a recovery. Right. You're trying to ease out the stiff muscles.
Fair.
That's where the gun helps. If you put it at a point, the vibrating gun, it loosens up the muscles, helps you in improving the circulation, and then helps in draining. That's why it shakes the muscles with those vibrators. So they're all methods of recovering actually.
Fair enough.
And you do all these things only after you do the basics.
Yeah. Such an important point.
Yes.
Exactly. Nothing will work if the basics are not in place.
That's what we try to do.
Yeah.
That's what we try to do. That's what we try to do.
Wonderful, sir. There are quite a few things. I'm a little worried about your time because you have to leave for appointments. But I want to cover a couple of things.
Sure.
Quickly, let's touch upon the cross-training bit.
Right.
What I have, so cross-training just makes sense. Like just intuitively, it makes sense. आप ये sport खेलते आ रहे हो, you're training certain muscles.
Right.
If you play another sport,
right.
Which uses different muscles, muscle groups, and it's a little less stress on the body, and it helps you recover. क्योंकि उसको rest मिल गया. So that's active form of recovery.
Right.
But what I've also heard is, and this could be load dependent, I don't know.
Right.
But people say that, or some experts say that with cross training, your central nervous system does not fully recover. Rest, it does not replace something like a rest day. So when your body is stressed from, let's say, heavy training load, it may even be a good idea for you to just take a rest day rather than cross train, because the nervous system takes longer to recover.
Right. Okay. So it's how we should understand cross training actually. In terms of cross training can be used to recover or to enhance.
Okay.
For example, a runner who's doing a little bit of strength training you can include that also as a part of cross training actually.
Okay. Yeah,
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be cycling, swimming.
It not necessarily has to be this thing.
Even
but
yoga.
suppose if you're a runner and you do cycling along with it to complement it, so you help in recovery. That is a cross training. Right, because you're not loading the lower body.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a plyometric activity when you run.
Yeah.
That's why this in a triathlete, running, cycling, and swimming is an excellent combination. With swimming, your body is floating, buoyancy, and you're working more of your upper body. Even the lower body swimmers use more upper body.
Yeah.
Now you come to cycling. Again, it's for the heart, cardiovascular endurance. Yeah. But what you're doing is non-impact activity. Yeah. And when you come to running, high impact. Yeah. Everything is stress here. So that's a good combination.
Yeah, it is.
So again, you can call that as also a cross training. It's about the volume. It's about the volume.
The volume and the intensity.
Yeah. Right. So they all based on your capacity. Your volume is different, my volume is different. Your intensity is different, my intensity is different.
Exactly.
That is why all this decisions is based on the capacity, and it is very, very individual. That's what suits you might not suit me.
Correct.
Because it's a different fit.
So when you said listening to your body or tuning in, can you tell us how to build that agency within yourself to be more self-aware and pay more attention to all these signals? Because endurance athletes in particular are trained, we train our brains to endure, right? Running hai, dard hai, like when somebody starts running and they'll tell me, oh, I went for a run yesterday and I have a pain here. Like, yeah, dude, like, there will be pains and aches, like all kinds for a while. Please stick to it for some time.
You know what I tell them? You don't want scars, don't go for a war. If you don't want pain, don't run, just sit at home.
So what I'm trying to ask you is, we train ourselves to stay away from that noise that tells you there is pain and maybe you need to quit. So we override that all the time. How do we distinguish between pain and injury? And how do we train our body to maybe listen? How do we train ourselves to listen to our body better, especially after the activity is over? Because हम लोग ना बहुत सारे के सारे, as you I'm pretty sure you know this and you're exposed to so many people, so many athletes. All of us are carrying niggles with us all the time. And we are like ignoring it. Chalta. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. I'd want to differentiate here between an injury and a pain, a sweet pain actually. Obviously, this is a very technical question, but I'd like to put it the way I'll simplify it. A pain level, there's a score, pain 0, 1, 2, 3, 10 being the severe pain actually, right? So, it's like if something is painful and it is increasing progressively over a period of time, I think you're injured. Then it needs to be checked with the right person actually. A problem which is progressively getting worse, then you're injured. Secondly, not every time the pain is the only thing which tells you that you're injured. Your performance is slowly dipping over a period of time.
Interesting.
Yes. You've been running at certain distance with certain heart rate. Right, and you've been again rate of perceived exertion and or timing for runner. You'll be able to complete that in this timing actually. But slowly you see that you stuck to that timing. You can't improve anymore, or your timing is slowly getting little more and more as you this thing.
That could be a sign of what? Injury.
That could be also a sign of hitting the roof, or you have a niggle actually. Like body has the ability to compensate anything. Right. If this route is difficult, you take the other route, which is little farther away from this route actually. So you're always burning more to do the same task actually.
Correct.
At any point of time.
It may be leading to inefficiencies which are causing.
That's why we said the performance is dipping down actually. So that also you need to treat it like an injury. Right. Sometimes not the pain, your performance is dipping, so you just need to make sure that you are addressing that problem also. And I think this is the thing. And about awareness. Again, it's very, very technical, but I'll put it. After training, if you don't feel nothing actually, that means you're really not pushing yourself enough, right? And in a week's time,
So what should one feel? What's the right thing to feel?
Like I said, see, this is more of a feeling. I told you that you should feel good few days and pushed few days.
I think I heard it on some podcast where one of the coaches was actually saying that you're supposed to feel different things in different phases of training. So you're supposed to feel great 30% of the time, a third of the time, and you're supposed to feel crappy a third of the time, and you're supposed to feel okay a third of the time. So something like that. It's
something like that. See, this is mostly feeling based, but like I given the other things also. You have to differentiate between injury, where you have a pain and it is increasing day by day progressively, or you don't have pain, but your capacity to do that thing is going down day by day, even though you're training enough.
Fair enough.
That was also an injury. Yeah. So
I think another sign of so these are super important. I think in especially the sign of progress or the lack of it is actually how you feel at the end of it.
Right.
Like you could be, let's say, at one point I crushed a 10K.
Right.
And I'm feeling like it reminds me of a friend who did his first ever half marathon in training with us. We finished at Connaught Place and went for a beer after that. It was right after that. So because I'm a runner, I run half marathons all the time. It was no big deal. But it was his first. So he's like, how are you able to drink a beer? I can't even drink a sip of water.
Right.
Like he said, I'm struggling to sit here because it was such an effort.
Right.
So the more you do that, and he now does half marathons and feels okay.
Right.
So as the body adapts more. So, you know, how you feel at the end of it also determines
Definitely. That's one important point.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, always train slowly and be consistent. Inconsistency is not good.
Injury makes that happen.
Injury prone.
It pushes you back.
Suppose you are off for some time. Definitely when you come back, start with the basics.
Yeah.
Because mental memory, you hit a 10K, yes, before 1 month.
Yeah.
But body's capacity has gone down actually. Mind remembers the 10K, but body doesn't actually. So that's where you have to condition.
Yeah.
So you walk. There's something called collagen in the body. This is the one which is there in the bones, tendons, muscles actually. You should activate them by giving little stimulation. That little stimulation is walking actually. When you activate them, like I said, a person can lift 500 kilo also if he just does it progressively over a period of time. That's why this progressively matters a lot. Right? Secondly, I said, along with your weekly mileage, you also have rate of perceived exertion. Like training is very, very individually based actually. We are not professional runners. We are here where no one is guiding us. How what I did. Professional runners are throughout the day, they are into that. They have a coach, they have a physio, everyone is guiding them actually. Now you're on your own and definitely you should decide how you feel based on that day. And like even in our calendar, we write green, orange and red actually. Suppose you come to me as you want to treat some problem. If in front of your name there is a green, that means you're recovering well. Okay? So that's what the cue I told my team to keep a track on. If someone is an orange, I say he's not recovering well. Okay, but maybe some intervention.
Got it.
If someone is red, no, something is happening with him. So even with your body, you should have something to note that ki mera body mein acha chal raha hai, right? So I'm training well, I'm eating well. Somewhere you should be aware of this thing. So too much awareness really spoils you. You can't be super aware, right? So that level over a period of time, I see running is a community. That's where meeting people, talking to them, understanding them, all really helps actually. You're not running there on your own. You need to talk to experienced people and get some knowledge from them.
True.
Education, that's most important thing actually, right? So the more they talk to people, get educated, I think they should understand how their body is telling, then they should be able to understand better actually, right? I think these are the few things where that will really help them to decide how to go about it, how much to do it. And all depends on your goals also, what you want to achieve.
True. No, I know a lot of ambitious people in the running community. In fact, all these amateur athlete communities are full of really ambitious people who want to do the bigger and bigger distances, tougher and tougher races, all of that. Before we leave this thread of pain that we talked about, does your education with your patients also involve the connection, the neural connections, that side of this whole equation? Like some people who come to you with pain,
Okay.
might even report something like the pain is exaggerated on the days that they are stressed.
Right.
Do you also educate them on stuff like when you're stressed, your stress hormones, cortisol, and all of those are high,
Right.
and they then
Right.
influence the inflammatory markers.
Yes.
Those cytokines are released in your bloodstreams,
Yes,
and
yes.
they exaggerate and make certain nerve endings more sensitive,
Right.
and cause the perception of pain more.
Right. Yes.
So or does nobody care about that?
See, it is very important that we educate this one also. We do that sometimes, very often actually, right? So, pain has 3 components. Whenever there is an injury, there is a chemical component. When tissues break, there are certain chemicals released actually, which irritate the nerve and tell you that there is a damage, right? There's a tissue damage, right? So, this is chemical nature, right? Physically, there are certain changes happening actually. And there's also a psychological component of pain. So the pain is perceived in the brain actually. Right? So the perception also plays. They all play about 33% known factors actually. Okay? So now, if the damage is this much, your perception is this much, which is too much actually, then there's a difference between the damage and the perceived pain actually. Since there is a psychological component to the pain, suppose I take a stick and hit someone of same age, and everything same, but different 2 people, one might perceive some pain, the other might perceive a different pain. Some people you hit in your classrooms, you have seen some people can show their hand and teachers are hitting them, and they're not in pain. The tolerance comes from the mental aspect of it. Physically, it's the same stress, it's the same scale. Teacher didn't change the scale actually. So this is an important component. And clinically, when we talk to someone and we can't match these things, we also talk to them about this psychological or mental aspect of pain actually, where this is what it is. For example, the typical example which I give them is, we have this fire sensors actually, right? They start ringing sometime without even there is fire actually. So human body is complex. Sometimes pain can be just a little malfunction of some of the equipments in the body that can sensitize them to this pain actually. So when we see that there is no actual tissue damage and there is no signs of injury, swelling, pain, all those things, and functionally we see that it is not stopping from them anything. So we educate them on this one and we help them recover
so when you
from
educate
the pain.
are you able to change people's perceptions of pain?
So yes, we have done
is there anything that can enhance pain tolerance?
No, means I think it's pain tolerance is personality. I'll put it like that. Okay, so if you're tolerating too much of pain, which is bad, people damage themselves because they've been tolerating pain.
It's not always helpful.
Yes,
sure. But so because I am this person that you're talking about, which is tolerate too much and maybe even end up damaging myself.
Right.
At the same time, I also have inside my own house the exact opposite of this, which is my wife, whose pain tolerance is like very little, and she would want to pop in a painkiller at the smallest of things, which is something very very uncharacteristic for me, or all the endurance athletes, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, that's the personality.
Which is why I'm asking: is there anything? Is it just a personality type, or
it's a personality
you just
type.
accept it, or is there? Can you work on that pain tolerance?
Since there is this psychological component of pain or mental component of pain, is perceived in the brain, right? So the perception is different from people to people actually. So if that component, perceived pain, is more than the damage, then there is a problem. If you perceive less than the damage, then also there is a problem actually. So both ways you have to be little aware of the thing. Education to some extent can help.
Is there specific things that you tell these guys to Like, of course, what I would say, I'm not an expert, what I would say is, tolerate it, it's all right, it's okay, you can handle it.
Right.
What's a better version of it? What's a doctor's version of it?
What we do is we really try to understand where the pain is coming from.
You gave one example, which is that your sensor is probably just overblowing it.
Yeah. But primarily, see, when someone is coming in pain, right, it could be an actual pain because of the tissue damage, or it could be a perceived pain because there is no damage actually, right? So now, listening to them is the first thing which someone can solve. That means he's listening, right? Once he understood what is the component, right, then I can differentiate whether it is because of actual tissue damage, which with therapy we can heal, or it is a perceived pain which is more than a tissue damage, where a little bit of counseling to some extent can help, and then we counsel them and tell them, see, this is not stopping you from doing anything, so just continue to do that. If the pain increases, we'll see. And we have helped people to some extent where the perceived pain is too much actually. We can help.
Sir, I have way too many questions but way too little time. I will plan to let you go pretty soon with just last couple of questions.
Sure.
But all of these are very, very, very important.
Right.
Tell me about sciatica, or so many people everybody pronounces it differently. But however it is pronounced, you know what I'm talking about. The sciatica nerve. My wife recently developed that problem.
Right.
And it was the first time I heard about it and she heard about it.
Right.
But jisse bhi humne baat ki, everybody seems to know about it and everybody seems to have that issue. Tell me, just tell us why that pain happens. What is it? What may have caused it, and what can we do? Like, is there anything that can be done?
Right. It's sciatica. So it's pressure on one of the nerves, which is starting from the back and going down to the feet actually. So if there is any pressure on that nerve because of various reasons, you develop pain actually, right? So the pressure can be because of something called slip disc, where your disc has come out and it's putting pressure on the nerve, because from the spine, the nerve comes out and it's very close to the disc actually. This is one of the commonest reason why you develop sciatica, a slip disc. Right. So if the slip disc is the reason, that means a weak disc has slipped out of its place and it's putting pressure on the nerve. With some medications, rest, cold packs or hot packs, and with right exercises and intervention, we can slowly get them better actually, right?
But does that make them feel better or does that fix the problem?
No, we're fixing the problem. Fixing the problem means we're taking the pressure off the nerve, right, by healing the discs. And we make them do certain exercises where the mechanical pressure reduces inside the disc. We tell them what to do, what not to do. Like I said, education is going to be an important part of any treatment or healing actually. So I'll say that in the initial days, what you should do, what you should not do is 50% of the treatment. Yes. Suppose someone had an acute slip disc, he's in a lot of pain. You know what? You want to tell them you have a slip disc and this is what you should do, this is what you should not do, and this will heal 3 weeks, it will take 3 weeks. Now, if you know this information, you're half feeling better actually. The unknown is the devil actually. Once you know that, you're a little better actually.
Does sciatica ever heal completely?
Yeah, see, you damage various areas in the body, but functionally you can be 110% actually. You understood? So, see, our bodies is not dependent on only one structure. That's the beauty of the body actually, right? So you can always compensate for that loss. That loss is a loss. Right. A disc damage, disc is like an egg. Once you break the yolk, you can't make it a...
Once you break the shell.
Yolk. Once you break the yolk inside it, the disc has a yolk and a white ring around it actually. Imagine like an egg actually. So इसमें half boil कभी बन नहीं सकता. Only omelette you can make. So once you break the disc, once you break the disc, it is broken. Its capacity from 100% has come down to, for example, let's say 60%. Now, it is very difficult to enhance the capacity of the disc because it's broken. but you enhance your own capacity, like you strengthen the muscles around the spine, and then you can improve the capacity of the body actually.
Okay.
Now you need
So
to
that
heal that
it puts less and less pressure on that area.
Right, and someone else takes little more pressure actually, and you also.
But for that you have to make that area strong enough to take its own load as well as the load.
Definitely. See, we are not working in our 100% capacity all the time, right? We might be utilizing 40% capacity on day-to-day basis.
Sure.
So a broken disc with 60% capacity also can serve your day, but it will give problems when you went for a long trip, when you did a long run, when you lifted a heavy weight. Only then the pain comes back actually. Now that capacity which has gone from 100 to 60. Enhance that capacity from 60 to 80, 90, then all your work, which involves going for a long trip, long drive, everything comes within 70. The problem is, after the broken disc, if your capacity is still there, that's half of the reason why you get problem again and again. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So, fabulous. Thank you for that. We'll come over and get her checked.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Please tell me, back seems to be the biggest issue in the whole wide world.
Right.
Everybody, all ages have back issues.
Right.
Please tell us some of the habits that we have that we should stop immediately. No questions asked.
Right.
Like immediately.
Right. Simple things. I think the whole world knows this one, but I still like to just put this, if I can just put it like this. So the spine is one of the mobile structure, right? And the spine is a series of bones which is separated by something called as a disc actually. Okay. So the disc, like I told you earlier, imagine like an egg which is there sitting. It has a ball bearing in the middle and a wide structure surrounding actually. These discs are the ones which helps you in mobility. It helps you move your neck up and down, rotate it, all those things, right? Okay. And also they work like shock absorbers.
Okay.
Right. Fortunately, the discs don't have, or unfortunately, the discs don't have very good blood supply. Their blood supply comes when it's like an ink filler. If you press the ink filler, only then it can absorb, and press and leave it, only then it can absorb the ink inside actually.
Okay.
The same way, when the discs are compressed and released, only then they can take in nutrition. So if you're moving around, your discs are going to be healthy. But what has happened now? We are into a sitting job where we sit for 8-10 hours and the disc is in a compressed state. Now with a compressed state, neither the fluid is going in nor it is coming out. That means your disc is devoid of both nutrients, oxygen. So over a period of time, the discs are slowly degenerating. Imagine a kid who is not fed well for 10 years or 2 years for that matter. He's gone weak over a period of time. That's why a simplest of activity, just bending and picking up a pencil, can break your disc. So what we need to do is, number one, be active as much as possible. That
play some sport or some physical activity.
Even before that,
whichever that you like.
Even before that, you have to have an active day lifestyle. That means your work also should be active. If you're sitting for half an hour, after that you get up, move around, come back and sit down.
So you'd say half, because I've heard every hour you should probably wake up, get up for 5 minutes. Is that sufficient, do you think?
That's good. That's good enough actually. Right, half an hour, 45 minutes. They say that 1 hour is a good time to be static.
In some corporate, on my computer, every hour I've set an alarm on my thing, on my phone or my watch.
Right.
And it prompts me to get up from my chair. What do I do?
You just need to get up for a second.
Just get up and
sit down immediately, or do a stretch. Even if you can't get up, just do a simple stretch.
Just make sure getting up and maybe doing a stretch is enough for your
suppose in case if you're not able to get up, even a simple stretch like that, stretching your spine towards the ceiling would help you ease out the spine. And that's why standing discs are into now actually. So where you stand and work actually. Right now, throughout the day, whatever work you're doing, make it a little more active.
Wherever movement can be incorporated in your day.
Take your phone and walk and talk. Get up and move around. Sit on a stand and work, all those things. This is to take the stress off the disc actually. The next thing is enhance the capacity of the discs. How can you do that? By being physically fit. All right. So you play a sport. You do run, because when you run, the disc is compressing, relaxing 1,000 times in a 1 kilometer distance. So see the amount of nutrition it is getting. So that is why physically being fit is the best medicine for any chronic diseases. We almost are following a Western lifestyle actually now slowly. But we need to learn this important thing in Western or in US for this matter. 6 out of 10 people have chronic issues, chronic lifestyle disease issues, which could be heart disease, all those things. And in that, at least 4 of them have 1 or 2 more diseases. So that slowly you can see that is coming here actually, because we are adapting that lifestyle. Anyway, we can learn from them also, right? They're working towards their fitness, but after they've suffered. But why don't we do that even before we suffer actually? So moving is the medicine actually. Movement.
Does sitting on ground help?
Again, mix and match. No one thing is good actually.
We've just gotten rid of sofas from our new house that we moved into. There are no sofas. Even the dining table, we've cut the legs and made it shorter, and you sit on ground and eat your meals.
I'll leave that feeling. It's a feeling. But see, again, it's okay. Means, see, you need to be active. That's what the message is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wonderful, sir. This sounds great. We've not been able to talk about your own personal journey at all. But that's not something that I want to discuss quickly. That's something that I want to go deeper into and ask more questions. Okay. Maybe another podcast for another time.
Yeah, it's okay. We have missed the least important thing actually, my personal journey.
No, it matters a lot.
Okay.
It's the most important, most interesting part of my conversation.
Right, okay. We'll do that.
Yes.
I think the best thing is to have one more. You know what? Now I know how 8 hours they can talk. I'm really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying this.
I'm so glad you said that, because it's already been an hour and 30 minutes.
Don't tell me. It feels like 2 minutes. I can sit like this for next 5 hours.
See? But every half an hour we'll stand up and stretch.
Yes. This is interesting. You know what? This is my first time doing it. Now I looks like I'm a little addicted to this one. Excellent. Thank you so much.
So there you go. I'm glad I started you off on this. And there's so much more to discuss. So I don't mind having you back for sure.
Sure, definitely.
So let's do a round 2 sometime.
Sure, definitely. Yes.
And go deeper into some of the subjects and your own personal life.
Sure.
So I think now that you have to leave, I can only thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure, and like you said, the time has just flown by.
Right.
I really loved the conversation.
Right. Thank you so much. I think I loved this one, and I think it depends on whom you're talking to. You're so receptive, and you took that. I'm very happy about it. And excellent. All the best.
Means a lot, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for staying with us till the end. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, please consider subscribing and also sharing it with your friends and family. If you have a takeaway or a learning from this episode, or it made you feel a certain way, you can leave us a comment or a review. This is a zero-cost way of supporting the podcast. I really hope you will do it. Also, it is now a weekly podcast, so you can look forward to an episode every Friday. If you subscribe, you will get a notification when a new episode is released. So do it now. See you in the next episode next Friday. Until then, my friends, keep working on finding your ultra.